Hi, I'm Jane and I just love food and I love cooking, but I especially enjoy cooking with my youngest son, Eddie. Eddie is a head chef and we have a lot of fun in the kitchen together, don't we?
We do, we love it.
We are celebrating food secrets for the Norwood Payneham St Peters Council. It's a celebration of the wonderful food suppliers and producers that we find in that council area. When people from Italy and Greece and Germany, from many countries came to this area, it was market gardens and they started growing their own food and then producing their own food. And now 3 or 4 generations on, we have factories everywhere producing fresh food. So today we're going to make something using some of these beautiful fresh ingredients from 4 Seasons, which is a local supplier. And Eddie, what are we going to make? Over to you.
So today we're making a really beautiful fresh entree sharing style dish with the burrata from La Casa del Formaggio. Going to make a little zucchini salad and a olive preserve.
And look, these beautiful herbs, they just smell wonderful. Most of them have come from 4 Seasons Fresh Produce, who deliver to commercial businesses, but you can pop in there and shop there. They're at Payneham. But I've got to say that this little piece of basil is from my garden, so I'm very proud of contributing to some of the food today.
So the zucchini, what we want to do, we want to slice them into little thin coins. While you're doing that, Mum, I'm just going to begin the tedious task of de-seeding all of these olives.
I like the idea of using zucchini as a salad ingredient.
I really like fresh zucchini. You just got to salt it a little bit just to sort of take the edge off it. So now you want to put a good pinch of salt in there and just massage it around.
I'm having a nice massage in here. So I love the use of the dill with the salad. So this is going to kind of give it a lightness, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just going to offset the richness and the fattiness of the burrata. Having that sort of freshness and fragrance from the herbs and then the crunchiness from the zucchini, it kind of just aids you in being able to eat more of the good thing, which is the burrata. So I've gone through and de-seeded all the olives. Now we're just going to run our knife through them just to get them like a rough chop. We want to leave them relatively chunky, so they've still got texture, but mince them just enough so they form a sauce. So this is as far as I'll take the mincing of the olives. So with the shallot, Mum, in the restaurant we do what's called a brunoise, which is like as fine a dice as you can get, which can be quite challenging for people at home. We do that because we want the flavour of it and the sweetness of it, but we don't want big chunks. So a good way to get that without being a chef is to peel off the layers of your shallot, and you can flatten it out like so.
Okay, I like that.
It's a lot easier to work with than that. Keeping the base of it intact. So it's just a lot easier to cut into than a dome in the middle of your chopping board, I guess. And I've sort of left the bottom ½ centimetre there intact so it all stays together. And then I'm just going to run my knife back through it and we'll have a really, really nice fine dice.
It almost looks like granules of salt. It's so fine.
For the chives, you're going to be doing little batons, so about 1 centimetre long.
Like that?
Yep, perfect. So that's like, you know, if you've got a kid that's a bit older, that can be a good knife job for them to do.
Yep.
Because it's pretty basic and pretty...
Or a nana like me.
Or a nana. The last ingredient we'll add to the salad is a little bit of shaved shallot as well. So I'll do that. Just little rings of it.
With the salad, what you're getting is all this different texture because you've got the kind of fluffiness of the dill and then you've got the parsley leaves. So now you've got these little sticks of chives in amongst the zucchini. So it's really looking very interesting. Nothing like the salads that I grew up with.
So we've got the olives and the shallots in there. We're just going to chiffonade or...
What does that word mean?
Super finely slice some parsley.
How did you learn all these words that your mother doesn't know?
Spending hundreds of hours in a kitchen. Now again with the parsley, similar to the shallot, we're going to pick these stalks out. But these are really great to add again to a stock or a soup. Or if you want to really finely chop them up or even chuck them in the food processor, you can put them in a recipe. Say if you're making a bolognese at the start with your onions, and they actually hold a lot of flavour, probably more flavour than the actual leaves themselves. Now I find with a big pile of herbs like this, when you're trying to get a really nice fine cut on them, you almost want to roll it up with the tip of your knife on the board and the side of the knife up against your knuckle. You just want to slide back and forth. Because I want to avoid running my knife through it too many times and bruising it, and making it go all sort of mulchy.
And it keeps the green colour because it's...
It does. Yeah. So probably, let's say, 2 or 3 tablespoons of the chiffonade parsley. And also, you know, if this isn't within your repertoire, just running your knife through it and getting it chopped nicely is perfectly okay. So that goes straight in with our olive and shallots. So as you sort of said, it's not really bruising it, it's keeping nice and green. Part of that is having a really, really sharp knife. Because obviously when you've got a blunter knife, it's sort of mushing whatever you're cutting.
Yep.
You know, there's plenty of guys around town. There's a couple of them in Norwood that will sharpen your knives for you. A lot of your old key cutting places will sharpen knives for you.
Just like a hairdresser uses scissors. They want the scissors kept sharp.
Yeah, exactly. So next we're going to finish off our olive preserve. We're going to add a little bit of white wine vinegar, just a touch, and then a good glug of the Rio Vista olive oil.
Now, the white wine vinegar and the olive oil we actually bought from Norwood Foodland. So a lot of the gourmet shops through the Food Secrets area will stock these items, but we know that you can definitely get them from Norwood Foodland. So they have a lot of really good gourmet items that you don't get in your standard supermarkets.
So in here we've got sort of like the freshness from the parsley, a bit of bite from the shallot, saltiness from the olive, and then we're just going to put a good crack of black pepper in there. So the idea with this dish as well is, you know, we're going to serve some crusty baguette with it.
It's way ample, and you can sit around and share this before you actually sit down and have a main course.
Yeah.
Or you could have it as part of a main course meal.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like as part of a sharing table.
And again, so with this preserve, where it's at, you could put this in a jar, and as long as it's got a little layer of oil on top of it,
Yeah, a little barrier against the air.
and the jar is really clean, it'll last in the fridge for weeks and weeks. Now we need to dress our salad. So a good glug of the vinegar. Good glug of olive oil. And don't be scared, use your hands.
Okay, I would normally use a spoon.
So we've got our salad dressed and ready to serve, our olive preserve that's had a moment to sit. Honestly, this is probably better if it sits for a day or two in the fridge. Baguette from Prouve, the burrata from La Casa, and then some locally grown Norwood basil.
From my garden. I'm so proud.
Cool, so what we'll do is we'll start with our salad. So Mum, maybe I'll get you to plate that. What we want to do is we want to have like a nice band of it sort of here that we can sit the burrata up against. Okay. You could probably give 2, maximum 3 people one of these burratas. If you go one between 2, so what we're making here is ample for 4 people.
How's that looking?
That looks lovely. And then we're going to go in with our burrata. So I'm going to sit those there like that.
Stay, don't move.
So burrata, the story almost came as it's a byproduct of making fresh mozzarella. So you've had buffalo mozzarella where it's a solid ball. So when they make that, they have all the trimmy bits and sort of the like little flingy bits that are left over in the cheese making process. So they gather all those bits and they mix them with cream, and then they make another sheet of mozzarella and they tie it all up together. So the inside is what's called stracciatella, and then the outside is mozzarella, and together it's burrata. So to that, we're then going to add our olive preserve. We're gonna spoon that over the burrata. I like to sort of do it halfway so you still get the nice white.
Yeah, and you get the contrast of the white against the green.
Yeah,
those beautiful colours. You know, you feel so good and satisfied when you make your own food.
You do. And then we're just gonna cut up a bit of this beautiful baguette.
Oh, listen to that crunch.
So good.
I'll be quiet, let's do it again. I love that.
So nice thick pieces, don't be scared.
Chunky.
Chunky. And then we'll just arrange it nicely. So Mum, with this, what I love about it as well is the simplicity. There's no cooking. And you know how people, they'll see something, they eat with their eyes and they go nuts for it. Whereas with this, the effort's quite minimal. So this is really celebrating all those fresh seasonal summer herbs that are coming in as well at the moment. So this has all come together nice and quickly. Let's do a taste test. So I always like to cut it right down the center.
Oh,
See, we've got that creamy stracciatella in the center there. So that's gonna get all mixed in with our olive preserve.
Wow. So we have the beautiful bread, the crunchy bread.
Some of the salad on the bottom
Okay,
there.
put the salad first.
Nice bit of that burrata.
Okay, I don't know whether my mouth is that big.
And then some of the olive.
Oh, wow, look at that. I'm gonna try to do this in a very ladylike way.
Good?
Delicious. Well done, Eddie. Good job.
Good job, Mum.
Thanks for joining us, and we hope that you'll make something like this in your kitchen, all thanks to Food Secrets and the Norwood Payneham St Peters Council. Cheers.